Yo guys, welcome back to LUKE360. Today we are going to be talking about a game that I just beat yesterday, and that is Brütal Legend for the Xbox 360. This came out in 2009, and I didn't really know much about this game at all. I kind of picked it up on a whim because it looks super cool. And also, I was aware that Jack Black is actually in this game. He voices in this uh, loosely modeled to be this main character, Eddie Riggs. And it's about basically metal. So I thought that was super sick, and I picked it up. Didn't really know what to expect whatsoever, but I was pleasantly surprised by the end, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get into it. So starting us off here, I'm going to be talking about what this game is about. So you basically play as this character, Eddie Riggs, who is voiced by Jack Black. Um, he's a roadie, which for this band, which means that he's just kind of like he helps them out. That's basically what a roadie is. He takes care of like the tech and stuff, the shows. He builds things for like the set and all that. Um, but he himself is a rocker. Uh, and through some misfortune in the beginning of the game, this is all in like the first few minutes. He gets crushed by the set and dies, but he wears this belt buckle that was given to him either by his father or his mother, and his blood spills on this belt buckle, and it ends up summoning this demon that sends him to hell, or what I believe to be hell, or this other either like other dimension or other timeline, something along those lines, um, where he awakens and has to fight demons using this battle axe that he finds, and then he has this guitar, which in this world, music equates to using magic. So by using the power of metal, he's like casting spells and stuff like that. Um, so you use your guitar for magic, and then also your battle axe to fight demons and different kinds of enemies. Um, so that's kind of where you end up. You end up meeting this chick who helps you escape. Her name's Ophelia. Um, I'm not going to go into too much detail with the plot, but you end up, basically fighting a bunch of demons and stuff. It starts off very like a hack and slash kind of game, almost like the early God of War games, is what it like reminds me of stylistically. Um, but there's a big blend of different kinds of genres that it tries to be, which I think is really interesting. So you start off with these kind of hack and slash God of War esque action adventure elements, but then there's also action what do they call it, like tactical RPG elements as well, or like real time. I forget exactly what they call it, like RTS, um, where you have to kind of build an army of these like different kinds of units, different kinds of metalheads, which is super cool. But I wasn't expecting that at all. You kind of have to like play almost like a tower defense kind of game, and like spend this like these points to like upgrade your army in battle and like take over other towers and stuff. It's kind of more in depth than I imagined from a game like this, especially when it leads in, and it's almost like I said, like a God of War kind of deal. Just I thought it was going to be more of that, which I mean it is, but it tries to be multiple kinds of styles, which I appreciate it. It's very creative, but it just was unexpected. There's also a part of the game where you have a car, um, and it also has like some racing elements. There's some like timed races that you can do, and then even to cast the spells, there's different like combos. It's basically It's kind of like a Guitar Hero or Rock Band in that way because it like will show up on the screen. It's more surface level than those games, but it'll show like the fretboard, and you have to like press the buttons as it goes by, kind of like in Guitar Hero, in order to cast the spells and do certain things that like buff your army or summon your vehicle or stuff like that. So there's a bunch of different elements of different genres of games, whether that be music games, racing games, RTS like tactical RPG kind of games, hack and slash, action adventure. It's all here, which I think is super cool, unexpected, but very creative and very cool. One thing also that I really love about this game is, as a metalhead myself, playing this game was just freaking awesome. All of the references and cameos and stuff like that. I mean, one of the main villains is voiced by Rob Halford of Judas Priest, and not a metalhead, but the well, let me rephrase that. Rob Halford is, but uh, the main villain, not a metalhead, but is voiced by Tim Curry, which I thought was kind of cool. Like, kind of, there's like a lot of like celebrity characters in this. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne is a kind of main feature of the game. He's the master of metal. He helps you upgrade your vehicle and weapons and use your skill points and stuff like that. He's kind of like a recurring character. You got Lemmy Kilmister. He shows up pretty early in the game. He's the kill master. Um, he shows up. He helps your army throughout the game, so he's pretty cool. Kyle Gass is in it too, so it's kind of funny seeing Jack Black and him. As a fan of Tenacious D, that's cool. He plays the Cannoneer, which you'll do multiple missions with him. So yeah, there's a bunch of characters in this, and cameos and references, and not to mention the soundtrack. I mean, you're driving around in this hot rod with mounted machine guns, mowing down demons, listening to Anthrax and Sabbath. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. It's really freaking cool. So I did beat the main story, and I actually went out of my way to get a lot of the collectibles. I was trying to get as many of the achievements that I could because I really enjoyed this game. So there's multiple things that you can find across the map. There's different kinds of collectibles, and if you collect all of them, you get the achievements or whatever. So I did several of those as well. Uh, just driving around, it's very fun, kind of to explore the map and fight these different enemies and stuff and do the side quests. So I did do all of the side quests and all that. Um, wasn't a very long game, I will say. I think to be able, and I played on normal difficulty. That's usually what I play. I don't usually play on easy mode, and I don't usually play on hard mode. Um, yeah, I think it maybe took me 15 hours to beat the game. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's kind of hard to tell, um, with like the Xbox 360 games. At least when playing them on Series X, it doesn't really give you the same stats that it does for, let's say, like Xbox One games or Series X games. Um, so I might have to double check that, but it wasn't a very long game whatsoever. I played it over the course of only a few days and completed it. Um, yeah, no, it was very fun. I did really enjoy it. There is a few things I will say that were kind of buggy with this. Um, if you're playing it, I don't know if it does the same thing playing it on the 360. I played it on my Series X, and there were a few kind of audio glitches. One thing, it will stutter sometimes, like especially when you're in the car and you're listening to music. It'll like kind of skip it like a record would, and kind of stutter, and it'll do that a lot sometimes. What I've noticed is, or what I found rather, is that you have to kind of clear the 360 cache and just like restart your Xbox for it'll kind of fix itself. But that is, if you're playing through the game, that's probably a problem you're going to run into. Um, but yeah, I mean, this was other than that, it was a pretty smooth ride. I will say, if you're trying to get all of the collectibles, some of them are kind of a pain in the ass to find, especially those later game ones. There's a few that are pretty well hidden, that take a little bit of patience. And what I actually did to do that, to make sure that I got everything, because there's kind of a lot, is I actually printed out the maps. I went on IGN and found the maps of where everything was at. Once I beat the game, and yeah, I just drove around the map, finding the places and tried to find them all, and just crossed them off the map. That's how I did it. But yeah, I mean, it was a really fun game. I mean, I've said that 100 times now. Parts of it were kind of difficult, I think. Um, I mean, I'm not a person that usually plays like the tactical RPG, like RTS kind of games. So that was kind of a learning curve, I guess, with like the different commands for your armies and stuff like that. But I ended up making it through. The final two fights are kind of difficult, though. The final boss isn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I managed to get that one first try, but the second to last boss, the Black Tears or whatever, that one was a pain in the ass. I think I failed that one like 3 or 4 times before I kind of managed to wiggle my way in and get it. Um, so yeah, I will say that that final section of the game isn't the easiest, if we don't know what you're doing. But yeah, overall, as far as like what I would give this as a rating out of 10, I would probably give it a solid. Uh, I'll give it a solid 7.5. What are they? Oh shit! I dropped the game. What am I gonna use as like a rating metric? I'll give it 7.5 battle axes out of 10. Yeah, very enjoyable game. It's definitely of its time, but there's so much like character in that. Yeah, just a very unique kind of niche game that I enjoyed playing, especially having just played it or picked it up rather on a whim. But anyways, guys, that is going to about do it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. And if you guys have played this game before, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.